Welcome to In Between the Lines, where adversity is just another opportunity to adjust and overcome. Adversity is the key word today, Joe, as we discuss in part two of our episode. First off, I want to just look up. I'm going to ask you, what does adversity mean to you? Like, what's your best definition of adversity? I guess that's best to ask.
um, Not going as planned. Um, a wrench is thrown into your plans. You have to adjust on the fly. Um, Sometimes things are out of your control, um, but it can't be an excuse because you're not going to be exempt. Adversity is one of those things that I look and say everybody goes through them. Everybody goes through them, whether it be the loss of a loved one, whether it be a hardship, whether it's being struggling with just family issues, whether it be just losing in general, losing your job, not finding a job, all those type things. Maybe it be you just uh, wanted to show up for a friend and couldn't show up for a friend. All those things can be seen as adversity, but I don't want at all. I don't want anybody to think doing adversity it's a can ever be used as an excuse. You cannot use it as an excuse. You gotta find a way to make adjustments. You're gonna have to find a way to overcome um, and get out your comfort zone.
Rightfully so. I agree 1,000%. Looking up the word adversity in the dictionary is a state or instance of serious or continued difficulty or
Mm.
misfortune. So, you know, when I look up adversity, the first thing that says it is never going to be anything good, or at least by dictionary, is misfortune. Difficulties, misfortune. Uh, for me,
I
I
like
feel
that
like
word, Vaughn.
for me, I feel like when we talking about growth, adversity is necessary because if you never been through adversity, where really have you been? It's like almost the concept of people always talking about silver spoon or
Mm.
entitlement. You know, sometimes people are comfortable being uncomfortable because they gone been through a lot of adversity, whether it be when they was younger, whether it be their teenage years, maybe be as a young adult. It could be even getting over some form of grief. It can be a lot of different things in which caused the adversity, maybe grades, maybe things that was going on in your household, maybe just even moving around a lot so you weren't able to focus, and that could have helped you. But how do you overcome or how do you adjust to the adversities at hand? But I do want to jump to something that I seen with Gary V. Shout out to Gary V. And this is sports related as well, surprisingly.
Switch and stop being a Jets fan.
You're right, I don't like this.
I'm going to be a Packers fan.
So this guy, he
Switch and stop being a Jets fan.
You're right, I don't like this.
I'm going to be a Packers fan because there's emotional attachment there.
Okay.
But if you ever own the Jets,
You're coming back?
Coming back.
Couple things. The level of disrespect I have for you of jumping off is very high. Adversity, my guy. Adversity is the foundation of success. Not understanding how losing actually helps you. You winning with the Packers, if you win the whole thing, it's going to feel cheap, my guy.
Yeah.
Why don't you commit to come back to the Jets right here, right now?
Wow, you hit my heart. I'm shedding tears. I'm back.
Let's go!
That's leadership. That's leadership by the guy that was talking to the Packers fan or the Jets fan that left to be a Packer. That's leadership because what he hit him right in the heart. He hit him right in the heart because what I thought about, if that guy's going to run away, he's going to be running away all his life. If he's going to be a jet and then go to the Packers and then join something that you didn't build, or just because they're winning, then you're going to be doing that your entire life because adversity is going to hit us. Adversity is going to hit us, and you alluded to, Vaughn, in some form or fashion.
right.
And I like the word, what I said a little bit earlier, I like the word misfortune because to me that means that you might not even be able to control it. It might be something that where, injury.
Yeah.
Maybe be an ACL, maybe be a concussion, or maybe be something to your teammates, or something where something happens where your job lets some people off, or your job goes bankrupt. Or what are you gonna do? Are you gonna get down or stay down and wallow through your mess and be like, oh, it's me? Or are you gonna find a way for the adversity to shape you? It can't stop you. It's gonna have to shape you, and that's the whole thing about it. So uh, I, I don't know if it's the right term I should use, but I'm going to use it. We should embrace adversity, not look for it. Because you don't want to, especially where if it's misfortune and something that's terrible that might happen, you don't want to look for it. But if something happens like that, I think your first instinct should be, all right, it's a time for me to build some muscles. It's a time for me to strengthen. It's a time for me to face it head on and try to overcome.
No, and one big takeaway. So, well, when they say all Joe know is sports, you don't know who Gary V is, man. Gary V is a big deal in the marketing media business space, and he a huge
Yeah, I
Jets
had
fan.
no idea. I had no idea who he
He
was.
say he's a huge Jets fan. So he's been saying like his ultimate dream, and he got Vayner Media, he got Vayner Sports, so he got a lot of players that signed to him. Um, and a lot of people be paying him a lot of money just for him to talk to them and consult for their brand. He helps with branding it for players and things or whatnot. But his dream is to buy the Jets. So that's why dudes say when you buy the Jets, I'm coming back. And one thing that he said that was huge, and I feel this way, he said adversity is the foundation of success. He said if you win that championship, you're not gonna feel the same you would if you stayed down. And if you stayed with if you stayed with the Jets when we win, and Buddy thought about it that quick, now he might be doing a little butt kissing, but he's like, all right, I'm back that quick. But he thought about it. He, like you say, he hit him in the heart. It made sense. A lot of people come to Gary V for advice, and he just pretty much say, stay down and don't why me? And this is for anybody in the audience. We don't need, when things occur, it's not why me, it's thank you that this is happening to me, because now it's only going to allow me to grow and become better. It's only going to allow me to grow and become stronger. It's only going to allow me to grow and become wiser to be able to help somebody that's in the same situation in the future. So when we look at adversity, I want us to understand that adversity isn't the problem. How you adjust is. Is you going to lay down or you going to get down? You going to get down and tie your shoes up and you stand up in it and adjust and overcome? Or is you just going to lay down and whine and just be stuck in the same place for 5 years and blaming everybody else of this happened to me because? So we just always want to think about not adversity as a problem, but how are we going to adjust, being solution based. I think that's really important when it comes to adversity.
Well, that's really, really good, Vaughn. And again, you want to embrace it and you want to welcome it, and you have to almost prepare yourself that something is going to happen. All right, we don't want it to be tragic, but it might be tragic. We don't want it to be, life altering, but it might be life altering, right? So, how are you going to set yourself up? And the immediate thing I thought about as well with adversity hit, where's your team around you? Where's the guys? That's why it's so good or so important to build a group of people that is going to tell you the right things, people that's going to hold you accountable, people that's not going to always pat you in your back, but can tell you the hard things you need to be talked about or be taught to, and who's going to encourage you in the time that you're down. I mean, the loss of a loved one, you have an injury, a setback or hardship or something, misfortune. Maybe that's going to be somebody that knows that at this point, he don't need me to be hard on him. He needs me to be encouraging because he's down. So even with that, it's okay that when adversity hit and you go through a little patch or maybe a 24-hour patch or 2-day patch to where it's hard. it is hard and I don't know how I'm going to get through it. But then that's when you can rely on your team, rely on your family, your friends to make sure they say, hey, I got it. You can get through this. So it is not all about doing it yourself. It's about building and looking at, different circumstances and different experiences from other people to help you. Because sure as I'm here right now, when you are here right now, Vaughn, adversity is going to hit everyone.
Right, absolutely. And I want to go over to somebody that adversity hit last year. We talking about Shannon Sharp. He had the year prior to start the year off, he had the biggest YouTube interview known to man with Cat Williams, and then later on, a lot of it seemed to be crashing down. But this also goes to what you just spoke about, Joe. I'm going to play this real quick.
Bro, appreciate it. I appreciate you. And I want to tell you,
yes, sir.
I appreciate the support. When a lot of people ran away, you ran to them.
No, hell no.
And I appreciate it.
And I hope you keep them away.
No, they didn't.
And there was no excuse for people to be that way.
Yeah.
I saw you. I saw you. You and I talk all the time. You know what I'm saying? Got a number of love for y'all. Both of y'all. Proud of both of y'all. Keep doing what you think. But all these people, listen, man. When you up here,
they was with you.
Exactly. And then something happened, and what you do? You just sat up there and you forgot that was supposed to be your boy. Because they was never your boys.
You're right.
They were never your boys. Tell them to kick rocks.
Yep. With no shoe on.
Damn right.
Appreciate it, bro. Have the best.
All right.
Juvie.
Kick rocks with no shoes on. Stephen A. Smith. See, I'm glad you played that. I saw a little bit of clips on that when they were talking about Ja Morant. But it's so crucial you played that because so many of us in sports, including myself, when Stephen A. Smith got on ESPN the next day or a few days after when they had to let Shannon Sharp go, a lot of people thought that Stephen A. Smith abandoned Shannon Sharp because he didn't come to his defense. A lot of people saying, he let the bosses get rid of him, or that, he had more power than he used. But that was on the surface. And now we're hearing behind the scenes, he had his back the whole entire time. They were talking often. And that's what it is, because Shannon Sharp, if you listen to him, he'll tell you those were some dark days. And that's why about adversity, Vaughn, is a strong word, because sometimes adversity, you bring it on yourself.
Right.
It ain't every time that it's misfortune. Sometimes you're not doing the right thing, and you need that adversity to make sure you don't continue down that path. So to have Stephen A. Smith and to have Ocho, and even he talked about Chad Ochocinco, and the way Chad stuck by him through all that thick and thin. So that's a great example.
Talking about adversity as well, I feel like adversity, like I always say, is an opportunity to adjust for you to overcome. And you talked about how you got to have a team in place. Adversity as well, a good thought process or perspective behind it would be an opportunity to rebuild. You might have to start over from ground zero. You might have to start over from, whether it's you getting injured, now you got to go to rehab. Shout out to my brother Lawrence. I just met with him. I seen him today, and he's coming off Achilles injury. Just had surgery on in October, and he's like showing me the scar and talking about when he out of his cast. We actually walked to the park. Me, him, and Success. We walked to the park, and he's like, he can't run yet, but he's like, he getting the feeling back. He's getting everything back slowly but surely. It's just about being patient. And he said something that we alluded to last episode. And he's like, it's really mental. It's really more mental than anything. Because I know it's just a matter of time before I get everything back. But it's just that mental feeling, because I knew when I was playing soccer that could have happened. But now that it's happened, it's like, I guess it's surreal. You always think that it's not going to be you until it's you. And then once it happens, adversity occurs. How are you going to react? And he talked about how some days it's dark, or it's been dark for him, but he been able to lean on others, whether it be his family, whether it's been contact reaching out to me. Let me ask you, in regards to your days of adversity, and obviously you got a full-fledged team, but even talking about on the Shannon Sharp aspect, when you had your adversities, did you have anybody where it's like, okay, when you was here, they here with you, and now your adversity happens, and they no longer here. You can notice, it's noticeable that the gap gonna widen or that they gonna try to separate themselves from you.
Oh, absolutely, Vaughn. Back in 2008, I was at Georgia Tech, and I got a DUI, and it was devastating. You at your alma mater, and all of a sudden you got a DUI, and you hit some situations that way. And I remember my dad telling me it was some dark times, it was some embarrassing times. It was a form of adversity. Like I was talking about, was a form of adversity that I brought on. Right? There's nobody you can point the finger at, but it happens, or it happened. You can't go wallow in the dirt. But I remember my dad telling me, he said, hey, make sure you jot down who's here and who's not. Make sure you jot down who hadn't called. Make sure you jot down when you hear some hearsay and you hear somebody's whispering in the booth in the back in the dark that you be careful about letting them back in the circle to where they can hurt you again, to where you can, call them and they don't want to have anything to do with you. When you leave a long message and you try to get them to say, I just need somebody to talk to, and they're nowhere to be found. Jot those names down. Jot those people down. Look at that opportunity. Don't look at it with something to say, hey, I'm upset. But you look at it saying that person wasn't really there for me.
Right.
That person was there for my success or what I could do for them or have them do or part of that. The minute you go through a little bit, they don't want to detach. So absolutely, Vaughn. And dark days, like you said, Lawrence, shout out to Lawrence when you was talking about him. Dark days after the adversity hit is going to come. It's going to be there. And if you don't have somebody that genuinely can tell you and look out for you, and that does not mean that they're going to tell you good things. They're going to happen to say what you don't want to hear in due time. They're going to say, this is all on you. You cannot keep doing this. You're the one that's causing yourself the butt. You're the one that's causing yourself to keep on running in this big time speed bump. You. So that circle during the time of adversity, you also have to have somebody that's going to be in your corner and never leave, but you would want them to leave because they're so tough on you.
Right. A good coach, somebody that's going to, force you to get better almost. Force you to get better almost. I think sometimes adversity occurs, whether it be self-sabotaging or whether it just be random adversity, but God put us through these situations for us to realize that, hey, we was carrying more weight than we needed to. Like alluding to Shannon Sharp, or like alluding to what your example was. It's like, it was folks that you was going to take them with you to the grave unless they went ahead and got out the car. You was going to ride them. You was going to ride with them to the grave unless they get out the car, and now they don't want to ride with you no more. So now it opens your eyes to be like, okay, I see where I am. We might have to start over from the original destination, but at least it's a lighter trip. Hell, I can go a little further now because I ain't carrying as many folks.
It's a lighter trip.
It's a much lighter trip because I'm not thinking about, I gotta do this for all of these people, because some of them folks gonna went to the next person rather than, you'll support them if they was doing their own thing, but they'll just jump to the next person that's on rather than the ones that's like, okay, it just, we gonna tighten up our shoestrings and we gonna build this thing together.
That's right.
That's a good perspective to have when adversity hits, and that's great tip by Papa Joe. Hey, just pay attention to who ain't calling. Pay attention to who not texting. Pay attention to that. So when things get back right, or when things get better,
back right,
don't pick up the same way they weren't picking up and calling you. It ain't no need for you to pick up for them. Like that's just the way that it goes, and that's a part of the game. But that's the game of life. And again, we like to take different aspects of life. Last week we was talking more so in regards to identity. This week or this episode more so in regards to adversity. But I wanted to ask, and this is for everybody in the comments or that sees this clip. What adversity forced you to adjust this year? So I want you to name or comment, and Joe, you can be thinking as well, what form of adversity or what is something that occurred. And I mean, it's February, so maybe you haven't had no adversity. It's early February for many. Maybe you haven't had adversity, but for others, what adversity occurred that forced you to adjust this year? Whether it be adjusting, you gained a little weight because you was depressed, or whatever the case may be. Now you like, you know what? I'm about to get right. I'm about to start eating better. I'm about to start going to the gym because it's too early in the year to be depressed the whole year. It's too early in the year to be like just like, oh, I'm through with this year. I'm gonna start next year. I'm gonna get back next year. So, what adversity took place in regards to that forced you to make some adjustments, and just what is your perspective moving on in regards to 2026? And that's for anybody, any of our listeners, anybody that's listening to this clip. I want to share your thoughts because it can certainly help somebody. And at the end of the day, that's all we want to do is be able to help somebody. For me, I would say, and we haven't had the episode with Skylar, but this is super fresh. So, and we'll definitely talk about it. We're going to have an episode with him coming up very soon. And we just got to say congrats to him. But I think when King has said it was more like we did, I felt like last year, even talking about the 0-10 season, his sophomore season. I posted something this morning when I was up working, and it's like, you can lose for 24 months straight. You can be loss after loss. And it don't just have to be you. It can be those around you having hard times. Those around you struggling. Parents getting sick. Health things. You lose your job. Your cousin lose their job. Just things going on. People, children, like things that you don't want to hear can be coming at you left and right. People getting locked up. All these things happening. DUIs, whatever the case. But all it takes is one win to have you back recharged up. And that win for me was seeing Skylar sign on the dotted line and just be able to witness it, and knowing the family was there to witness it as well. Because, oftentimes I think about people, they have these big moments and it's bittersweet because the ones they want to be there ain't necessarily there. And that wasn't the case. So we gotta shout out to Jimbo, my daddy. Obviously over the last year had kidney removal, so he walking there one kidney. A week later, he out there at the football game, senior night, making sure he's seeing Skylar. So for me, I think just seeing him sign made it to where all of them us working out in the summer, coming to all the games this year, and only missing one game last year. It just was all worth it. I mean, it was worth it anyway because it was gratifying. But like I said, it was no better feeling on my behalf, or specifically for me, than to see Skylar sign. Obviously, the first nephew, he was the one that made me an uncle, and it's super fresh. So, I mean, we talked about it maybe 2 days, but I talked about it to everybody. I'm sure you talked about it with other folks. But for me, I'm talking about, I called my old man, or not called, I text my old manager, folks that I ain't talked to. I'm sending it people from high school that remember Skylar. Right. I'm telling them it's like they like that Skylar. I'm like, yeah, you know it. So it's like it's just that one win forced me to be able to adjust and recharge me up, because I feel like sometimes them losses can drain you, or controversy, frustration, chaos, it can be draining. And then to hear Skylar tell me like he just felt relieved, and I'm like, you know what, that was the exact same feeling that I felt. And it's like, okay, I'm back charged up, let's get it now. So ever since then, I've been waking up at like 3 a.m. working, knocking stuff out. I'm on top of everything. I'm just back ready to win.
Yeah, that's a positive. That's a positive through adversity, and adversity come in different ways. And makes me think about, it probably wouldn't be this year, but last year, who are you if somebody else goes through adversity? And that was when, my daughter tore her ACL. So when my daughter tore her ACL and she was expecting for Skylar to have his last season and her to be playing flag football while he's playing football, that just devastated her. So I was able to be there with her by her side, knowing that, hey, listen, you're going to be okay. I had the same scar. Well, I don't have the same scar because the technology has gotten a little better as far as having ACL surgery, but I was there. I was able to be there for the encouragement part, that during the tough times where you felt that you didn't need to go or you don't want to go anymore, or your knee was sore, or you couldn't quite bend it, or walking up the stairs, that part about it that say, hey, and that's another thing about adversity. Sometimes you can share your experience that everything is going to be all right. You can share your experience that, hey, I know how you're feeling now, but it's going to get better. And to see her now getting excited, jumping around, rehab is coming along like very, very fast. Every check mark, every 3 months, she goes back to the doctor. It's a check mark and releasing her. You can do this, you can run, you can pick up your weightlifting, strength and conditioning type thing. That is a form of it, so that you can have adversity happen to you, uh, and lean on everybody and have to stand tall, or you can have adversity happen to a loved one of yours to where you have to be there and galvanize them and show them the love. So it goes both ways. That's why I think it's a team, and it's never too much information to see and read. At that point, that's why I love that you went for the listeners and our audience to be able to just let us know, or just in the comments say something about it, because reaching out, you would never know. You wouldn't find out how many people has been through some of the same things you might have gone through if you don't reach out. And they probably can help you do it a little better or get through it a little bit more easier.
No, absolutely. And that was something that we discussed previously. We was talking about different books. So since we talking about adversity right now, I just talk about the current book that I've been reading, and the name of the book is Build a Business You Love by Dave Ramsey. I'm actually gonna pull it out real quick right here to show it. By no means are we any affiliates of Dave Ramsey or anybody of that nature. Here it is right here. Build a Business You Love by Dave Ramsey. And the reason why I'm even speaking of this book is we talking about adversity. If you don't know who Dave Ramsey is the dude that tell you, he the money makeover, where it's like 7 baby steps to being debt free. He has I guess you can call it a media company. He owns hundreds of $millions in real estate. And if you go on his YouTube, he has well over probably like 5 million subscribers. But all it is people calling in, talking about their situation. He's been doing this for like 35, 40 years. But Build a Business You Love talks about the different levels or stages in business. You got the treadmill operator. That's where it's just you, boots on the ground. Then you got the pathfinder. Pathfinder is when, okay, now you got somebody up under you. You trying to follow your path, still working at a certain level. Now, then you got level 3, which is the trailblazer. Trailblazer, at this point, you more managing. You got a managerial point, and you being innovative in the space. Then it's peak performer, but it's not about you being a peak performer. It's you being able to hire and find the peak performers to be on that team. It's like getting the most out of your wide receiver, getting the most out of your center. If you know he good with the screen and roll, he good diving down, it's getting the most out of them so your team can win. And lastly, it's legacy builder. And legacy builder is you making so much money, you just simply got to give it away, and you setting things up for your family, you setting things up for other communities, for those that's near and dear to your heart. It don't even necessarily got to be your family. It's just servanthood, and how are you leaving a legacy behind to where when you perish, it's not that, oh, he made a whole bunch of money. It's even like this, us being able to give life lessons and provide our audience, provide the youth, provide whomever that enjoys listening to us with some tangible skills and gems and resources such as books that they can go to pick up some game and navigate this way through life to become successful and continue being successful. So Build a Business You Love, Dave Ramsey. I'm not finished with it yet, but I thought this would be good to intertwine a great book that talks about the different adversities. Like I said, he been doing this for like 35, maybe even it might be 45 years, but he said he hit a rock at every level So he got the experience and definitely got the success to show this is how it's done. So that's a good book or a good resource on adversity. You don't even have no thoughts on that, Joe, but we forgot to do in between the lines or out of bounds. So
That's
I want to
okay.
go ahead. No, we're going to pick it up. We're going to do it right now. We're going to do it right now. So this one is going to be a special version of it, I would say, simply being that we talked about how the NFL honors just occurred, right? NFL honors just happened, the awards. And so when you think about award ceremonies, things like that, you got to think about the red carpet. So when you talk about red carpet, you thinking about what did they wear? Fashion. So this edition of In Between the Lines or Out of Bounds is going to be based on their fashion. And so, yeah. So what's going to happen is I'm going to show a picture. If you rocking with it, okay, it's in between the lines. If not, it's out of bounds. As simple as that. Let's get it. Out of bounds. I'm pulling it up right here. 1 second. Yeah, this is your first time seeing any of these looks. But Joe was the one that even told me about the NFL honors, calling me saying that, hey, this guy, you got to cut this on. So we going to start off with the couple that get talked about the most. What do you think in regards to Sierra and Russ' outfit? In between the lines or out of bounds, Joe? I start this one off. I like it, love it, want some more of it. In between the lines on both ends.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That's class act on the shoulder. Sierra's holding his arms. There's no doubt about her love for him, so she's not trying to promote anything. Completely in between the lines. Completely in between the lines.
Okay, now we got Tiffany Haddish. Now I must already say I'm not a fan of Tiffany Haddish. I am not a fan. Let me show this again. I actually like the design because he got something going on here, but at the same time, out of bounds, girl. Come on, Tiffany Haddish, you could have did better than that. I think she thought she was killing it, but I'm out on this one. What's your thoughts, Joe?
I'm completely in bounds with it, and here's the reason why I'm in bounds with it, because to my knowledge, she doesn't have a dude. To my knowledge, she's not with anybody. So she is going to try to show a little bit of her legs. She is going to try to show a little bit more cleavage than usual, because she's probably trying to attract some of those young NFL stars or celebrities or entertainers that was at the NFL honors. So I have no problem with it. Now, the fact that type of dress and the color and all that might be just debatable, but I have no problem at all her showing her little bit of thighs and a little bit of cleavage in the bounds, no doubt.
Okay. Drewski know damn well. He should have just put on a referee. He should have just put on a referee uniform, man. Drewski know better. Out of bounds, man. He out of bounds for putting that on. He should have just wore the referee shirt, and it would have been more suitable.
Vaughn, he's out of bounds, and I should say his friends are out of bounds.
For letting him wear that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his fashion designer, whoever, his stylist that said that was okay with the stripe like that. Come on, man, Drewski. And he thought, or he thinks he was very, very fly. No, out of bounds, Drewski. Out of bounds.
All right, so now we going on to, who is this? Gail?
Yeah, that's Gail.
Gail? Now, I would say the dress does not look bad for Gail with this zebra lime stuff going on. However, I still don't forgive Gail for the R. Kelly interview as well as how she was putting off for Kobe Bryant. So you out of damn bounds then, you out of bounds now, Gail. She gonna be forever out of bounds. That's my thought.
Was she wrong with the R. Kelly interview? See,
Yeah,
just,
she was. Yes, she was.
I mean, it was
was.
just it
The
was
same
just.
way
I mean,
she was wrong in the Kobe Bryant when she was talking about Kobe Bryant. She was wrong.
Kobe Bryant was a deceased guy or is a deceased man, and you don't talk about the deceased and bring up some of those things like that. R. Kelly was live in her hand, and she's an interviewer, and she got some things out. So I mean, she just got some things, and she said some things, and caused him to really react. But Kobe Bryant definitely was out of line, and she got called out for it big time with Lisa Leslie, the interview was with. I don't like the zebra look. I don't like the zebra look. I like the way the dress fits her.
Right.
Nice, and looks like she's working out pretty good. But
and Gail got to be like, I don't know how old Gail is, but it definitely
probably pushing 70.
That's what I'm saying. So they found one, but out of bounds, Gail. You forever out of bounds. She a referee. Look at she got the referee going. Was that the theme? Her and Drewski should have came together.
Man, I don't know, man. I take that back, man. The zebra, it's just the stripes throwing me off. A little bit hard on the eye. So, yeah, I'm going to keep it out of bounds. But it's fitting there pretty good, though.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We got Michael Strahan. You got to respect the champ. You know, this is more my style, suited and booted.
Yeah.
Suited and booted. I can't complain about that. I like the suit. I say the suit is in between the lines. But these long-ass shoes he got on down here is out of bounds. He could have got a little better with the shoes, I would say. But because he a champion, I go in between the lines in regards to this with Joe.
Well, Vaughn. I mean, he's probably got a size 15. How does he make it shorter? I mean,
I don't know, but not no slim toe. Not no slim. Okay. Yeah, you can't go slim toe because that's only gonna make your foot look longer, Daffy Duck.
I got you. I got you with that one, no doubt about it. But I would say classy, right up his alley. That's completely in bounds. I mean, that's it might look like it's simple, but I guarantee that's about a $2,000 to $2,500 suit. No doubt.
Oh, for sure. That's time for it. That might be more than that. But, like I say, I like the suit. It's just the shoes that had to be spoke about. Who else we got here? Lord have mercy. Don't get me started. I'm not saying nothing in regards to his wife. I'm not even going to judge her what you call. RG3, buddy. See, again, I'm a suit man. So I like the suit. I don't think nothing is wrong with his suit. Even the tennis shoes. Because I just wore some tennis shoes. Now, them don't look like no all-white Forces. He might have some other shoes, but he got all-white. But leave that country hat. Like, why do you at an award ceremony? I can't tell if that's RG3 or, what's buddy name? Leggett? Or what's buddy name that played wide receiver for Carolina?
Yeah, that's Leggett.
Didn't show up this year. Yeah, Leggett. Mm-hmm. Like, who is that? Man, leave that. He out of bounds, man. RG3 is always out of bounds, too. He another one. Out of bounds.
The reason why I think he's out of bounds is because I don't know when this shift came with his hat. I know he's been doing it like for a year or two or a year and a half. Is it because he's from Texas? But I don't remember him being that hat type of wearer all the time. However, he's clean, though. He is clean. I'm going to keep him in bounds, Vaughn. I mean, he barely tapped to toe in bounds. I'm going to keep him in bounds because he's still classy, and the fact that he's been doing that for a whole year, and I'm guaranteed that it's not the Met Gala, so you don't want to be outrageous, but I'm going to keep him in bounds because that's his style, and he's stuck with it.
Cam style is with the hats. That's Brandon. I don't know what this is. This is just country. I love the suit. I would wear the same suit. But he could have just left the hat and been inbounds. But because it...
And he got a black hat.
Yeah, it's like throwing it off. Suit. What are we talking about? A black hat with a white woman. It don't even go together. Like, what is he doing? Come on, man. Out of bounds. Who we got next up? We got... See, yeah. This is it right here. Inbounds, Jackson Dart, him and his date. I'm not sure who his date is. I think she's some type of model or what. Came in there looking like money. Straight gold. Inbounds. Ain't nothing wrong. When you got a suit like that, you supposed to look at them shoes. Come on, man. You can't go wrong.
Well, I feel it, but I'm not a high water guy. I'm not a high water guy. I want my suit pants to be a little bit on my shoes, a little bit more than that. And I understand it's the new style, no doubt about it. He is clean. I like the open shirt a little bit. Uh,
2
he's
Chainz.
clean, man. Yeah, he's clean, man. He's clean. I could get past the shoes, the pants not touching the shoes as far as I would like it. He's inbounds. Jackson Dart is inbounds.
Yeah, that's because he got no socks on. When you got the loafers on, you don't supposed to have them big back. These ain't the suits y'all wore doing Heisman.
Well, I don't need it to be big back. I don't need it to be long and overhanging. I just need to touch the shoes a little bit more than his is touching. Like Strahan one was.
Yeah, I think he going for it. He got a double-breasted. Man, Jackson Dart them did they thing with this one. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Who else we got? Absolutely, MVP Matthew Stafford. How could you go wrong or go against the whole family? In between the lines. Shout out to the MVP Matt Stafford.
Shout out to the MVP Matt Stafford, man. And one of his daughters are carrying it like the football or maybe the trophy. That's amazing. The wife hanging back in the back. Yeah, you can't go wrong. He's big time inbounds.
So look, check it out. They purses would look like footballs. So they went all the way, and then you see the wife covered up, matching the black. Man, they did it to the utmost degree, like an MVP would.
Yeah, I didn't know that was her purse. I see the blue purse as football, then the brown purse is a football, and then the one in the back, she's got a purse hanging down.
Maybe similar one. Yeah, they going crazy. They going off. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think this might be our last one, but we had to talk about Travis Kelce. There was no showing from my understanding of Taylor Swift, but me being a suit wearing man myself, he hit him with the 3 chains. Come on, you know that's in between the lines. Travis Kelce went so crazy on him. You see that floral print on that tuxedo? It don't get no better than that. You kidding me? And the bow tie? He hit him with the pinky ring? Man, get out of here. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
There's no mistakes there. There are no mistakes there. Absolutely. The color, it's simple, but not simple.
Right. Shout out to John Witherspoon, great pops from Friday as well as on the Wayne Brothers. He used to say, you got to coordinate. And that's what he did. From that pinky ring to the bracelet to the 3 chains. He really coordinated. This been another great episode of In Between the Lines, discussing adversities. And again, I want you to comment below what adversity forced you to adjust this year, whether it was positively, whether it was negative, and you can talk about 2025 as it is early 2026. Me and Joe both gave examples of ours, but we would love to hear what your thoughts of, and comment below. Be sure to follow and subscribe our page, especially if you are enjoying the show thus far. We already did our Super Bowl picks, so next episode we'll see what happens next. Joe, you got anything to close us out with?
Nah, just make sure that adversity, man. Adversity is not something that stops you. It's just something that's going to shape you. Embrace it.
Yep. Don't run from adversity. Run towards it. What they say, knock out the hard things first. Leave the easy things last. Because if you don't get to the easy things, at least you've been overcame the hard things. And that's going to put you further than where you started at. This is In Between the Lines, and we out.